Welcome to my fairy winter wonderland here. Um, okay. Come to a comfortable seated position or, well, welcome first in my fairy wonderland here. Come to a comfortable seated or kneeling position. We will not stay seated for so long because we've been sitting the whole day and we just want to get moving. This acts like a fire circle, so maybe my dog won't cross the line. Stay there. And just close your eyes and wriggle around on your best friend, your mat, just to sort of connect whatever's connecting the mat, be it your glutes, obviously. Maybe you want to move away the beautiful, soft, fleshy bits so that you can actually feel your sit bones eventually, maybe even depending on how you are built anatomically, you can feel the tailbone. I don't know how that's going to work. When we roll backwards, you might. And then you'll feel your ankles and calves and whatever else is touching that mat, and just, just wriggle around and get comfortable in your position. If it's cold in your wherever you are, keep nice and warm, keep your socks on and your sweaters on and everything until we start getting moving. Allow your hands to either rest on your knees, palms facing down if you're in a grounding mood, and if you're in a receiving mood, just turn your palms facing up or have them in your lap. If then in your lap, then have your left hand on top of your right. And allow your mind to settle. Try to sit as tall as possible without actually extending your spine and putting any tension across your entire body. Just imagine yourself being pulled up towards the ceiling through your crown chakra, gently being pulled up. And then travel into your body with your attention. And just allow your attention to sort of swirl through your body, like your bloodstream. And try to figure out or find out whether there's any tension or dis-ease sitting anywhere or flowing anywhere. And if you encounter any, accept it on your inhale. With loving kindness, allow it to flow out on your exhale. Allow your thighs, hips, and belly to be at ease. Allow your shoulders and forehead to be at ease as well. Let's take 3 deep inhales through our nose and exhale through your open mouth. I welcome you to sigh on your exhale, just to let all the tension go. Inhale. Fill those lungs and exhale. If you want to round your spine gently on the exhale, do so. Be mindful though. Inhale again. And exhale. Last inhale. Filling your bellies, ribs, lungs, and all the way up to your collarbones with air, and exhale. And slowly allow your shoulders to drop down towards your lap, and then allow your head to wander down towards either your lap or your mat, depending on where you have your weight, behind your sit bones, on your sit bones, or in front. And lower that head down, down, down towards your lap or the mat. No tension anywhere. Just allow those back muscles and the muscles across your hips to lengthen and loosen. And if it's only a minimal bend, don't worry about it. We're still getting heated up or warmed up. And then with your next inhale, slowly come on up, interlace your fingers, slowly open your eyes and reach your hands up towards the ceiling, rooting down through your sit bones, pulling your hands up, feeling that stretch from your hip bones across your side bodies and all the way up, along your arms. Maybe inhale deeply and then pull your belly button back towards your spine, feeling that you get a bit more reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, come on down, twist your wrists, palms are facing up, and rotate your shoulders gently backwards. So you're opening your chest, gently applying some pull across your hands and wrists, opening your anterior deltoids. Inhale, go up again. Reach up, and if you want to wriggle from side to side, reaching up, feeling those intercostal muscles stretching. And exhale, come on down. Last time, gently pulling your shoulder blades down back towards your tailbone. Tuck your chin down towards your chest. Feeling that stretch across your shoulder girdle and along your neck. Inhale, slowly come back. Let go of your fingers, rotate your shoulders backwards and forwards, and then inhale, reach your fingertips out to the sides. Relax the shoulders away from your ears, spreading those fingers so that you can get that nice stretch in between each and every finger across the palm of your hand and along your arm. Gently pull those tips of your shoulder blades down towards your shoulder blades. Let go of your thighs and your hip muscles. Anything that's being stretched is your arms, fingers, and the space in between your shoulder blades. Exhale, wrap your arms around yourself. Hold your shoulders or shoulder blades, whatever you can grab. If it's your t-shirt or your sweater, then that's that. Pulling your shoulders away from your ears, drop your chin down towards your chest. Inhale, reach those fingertips out again. Strong arms, strong hands, strong fingers. And then pull those arms behind your body, opening that chest. And it's going to be a welcome stretch, especially if you've been working at a laptop the whole day. We don't tend to sit up nice and tall. We tend to hunch over, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Shoulder blades are going down. You'll feel that fleshy bit in between your shoulder blades being beautifully squeezed. Don't fall into a hollow back. Exhale, go wrap your arms around your body, different arm at the top this time, and then take your chin down towards your chest. On the next inhale, let go of that beautiful hug. Rotate your shoulders backwards, in, forwards, and then come into a kneeling position. And I'll leave it up to you. Either have your feet flat or tuck your toes under. I'll leave that up to you. If you have your toes tucked under, try to really get some weight onto your hips so that you can feel the stretch across your toes and the soles of your feet. Take your hands behind your body. Fingertips are facing your toes. Thumbs can be touching, and again, splay your fingers. The more you splay your fingers, the more surface area you have to carry your upper body weight. We're going to inhale, chest out, rotate your shoulders back, and just open the entire front side of your body from your hips all the way up to your neck, up to the ceiling. If you want to drop your head in between your shoulders, do so. If that is too much of a strain, either look up towards the ceiling or just look straight forward. Have a bit of a tension in your lower abdomen to protect your lower back because we're arching it quite an amount or an extent now. And keep breathing, opening that front side. The more you press your hands into the mat, the more you'll feel the stretch along your arms as well. One more inhale here. And exhale, slowly round the front of your body. Lift your hands off the mat and then come into a child's pose. Dropping the forehead down onto the mat, allowing your lower abdomen and chest to rest on your thighs. The arms can either be alongside your thighs or reach them out in front of you. If you reach them out in front of you, if you want to have strong arms, walk your fingers away from your body on an inhale.
Lengthening your arms and lengthening the entire backside from your sit bones to your shoulders. And on your exhale, slowly allow those hands to glide back towards your head, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Whichever way you're lying in your child's pose is fine. It's all about you, nobody else. On the next inhale, slowly tuck your chin towards your chest, curl your head in, and roll up to a kneeling position. Again, we're going to open one more time. Drop your hands behind your feet, thumbs touching, fingers splayed, fingers are facing your toes. On the next inhale, breathe into your belly, open your chest, rotate your shoulders back, squeezing shoulder blades together. And this time, try to drop your head in between your shoulders, opening that entire collarbone, throat, chin area. And if you want to, just jut that chin up towards the ceiling. And you'll feel that stretch from your lower jawline all the way along your throat, down to your collarbones. Let's jut that chin up towards the ceiling 3 times. With the next inhale, slowly come up into a kneeling position again. And one more time, come down into child's pose, doing the posing asana to the one we did before that, modification of a camel, and reach your arms out this time, walking those fingers away from your body. Feel the lengthening from your sit bones up your spine into your armpits and along your arms. Your arms are off the floor, off the mat. Your fingers are splayed. And on the inhale, you're walking those fingers away. Try to keep those sit bones close to your heels. And on your exhale, allow your upper body to grow heavy on your thighs and your hands glide back towards your head. And you can allow your lower arms and elbows to rest on the mat. 2 more. Inhale, walk those fingers away. Stretch those hands. Your shoulders are very close to your ears. And you'll feel that stretch along your side body into your armpits and arms. And exhale, allow the shoulders to relax away from your ears. One more time. Inhale. And walk those fingers away. Enjoy that stretch, especially in that lumbar spine that most of the time when we're sitting gets squashed. And exhale, allow those shoulders to relax away from your ears. Tuck your chin in towards your chest, curl your head under, and slowly come on up to a seated position. Let me turn towards the camera. We do some side stretch here. In the kneeling position, if this is uncomfortable, come into the seated position. Inhale, reach up through your left side, and exhale, just bend over to the right, and make sure that not the entire body goes over, so your sit bones are still connected to your heels, but you're stretching and bending from your left hip along your left side body, left armpit. Look up to the ceiling so that you don't close your chest. And your arm is strong. It's not hanging there like an overcooked spaghetti. So your fingers are guiding that movement away from your body. And your obliques love this stretch. And the further away you walk with your right hand, obviously from your body, the more you will stretch. But be gentle with your body. Remember, we're still at the beginning of the class. Inhale, come back. Exhale, drop your left hand down. Inhale, stretch your right hand up towards the ceiling. And even here, push that shoulder up towards the ceiling. So you'll feel that stretch in your right rib cage and in your right armpit. Exhale, bend over to the left. Firmly pressing that right sit bone into your right heel. Gaze up towards the ceiling, pulling on that right arm. Fingers are active. Inhale, come on back. And exhale, rotate your shoulders backwards and forwards. And let's meet in tabletop. Your knees are
hip distance apart. There's a 90-degree angle between your lower body and your upper body. Your fingers are splayed. There's a gap of about 2 to 3 centimeters between your thumbs, provided you try to get an L shape in between your thumb and index finger. I advise you to do that. And then you'll see that your wrists are actually under your shoulders. If you're unsure of whether your wrists are under your shoulders, take your elbows down onto the mat. Turn to the camera and make sure that the palm of your hand can grab the outside of your elbow. And then take your hands away. That is shoulder width apart. Most of the time we think our shoulders are this wide and our hips are this wide. They're not. Okay. Back from the interlude, we're in tabletop. Curl your toes under. You know what's coming. Just a quick strengthening of that core. Inhale, tuck your belly button back towards your spine. Pull your shoulders away from your ears and lift those knees. Slightly round the upper back and gaze down to a spot in between your index fingers. Small tip here. Pull those heels away from your body. Then you'll get an added stretch across the soles of your feet, across your toes, and you might actually feel a bit of activation going on in your quads. Take a quick glimpse of where your knees are. If they're too high off the mat, allow them just to hover above the mat. I'm going to stay here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then drop those knees, drop the toes, and just come into a child's pose, lengthening those arms away from your body, feeling that beautiful opening in your lower abdomen. And exhale, relax the shoulders away from your ears. Next inhale, come on back into tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Lift those knees off the mat, stretch your left leg out. And now move that left foot behind your right foot, still off the ground. And come back. And again, move that foot behind your right foot, the left one, and back, like a scissor. And again, last time, move that left foot behind your right foot and back. You'll feel a stretch in the outside of your left hips. Replace your left foot, stretch your right leg. Right foot is flexed, and here again. Stretch that left foot behind, right foot behind your left foot, like a scissors, and back. And again, move that right leg over diagonally, and back to center. Last time, move that right leg over, feeling that stretch across your right hips, and back. And replace that right foot. Take your knees out to the edge of your mat. Place your toes down and come into wide knee child's pose. Stretching those arms out, lowering the chest down to the mat. And either look straight forward or place your cheek or chin or forehead down onto the mat. Allow your lower abdominals to relax and sink down towards the mat. Feeling that nice opening across your hips and along your lower back. You can either leave your arms relaxed on the mat, or on the inhale, you can activate your arms and walk your fingers away from your body, feeling that stretch across your side bodies and along your arms. And on the exhale, allowing the hands to glide back towards your head, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. 2 more inhales here. And last inhale. And exhale. The next inhale, look towards your hands, come up back into tabletop, walk your hands away. Let's come into puppy pose. We're all familiar with that, keeping your fingers beautifully splayed. Allow your sit bones to grow up towards the ceiling and then lower your chest down towards the mat. Look straight forward. Here, maybe play around with the angle of upper body to lower body. So if your knees are closer to your chest, you'll almost come into child's pose, right? So move those knees back so that you get a beautiful stretch across your chest and you feel relief in your lumbar spine. Give those intestines a chance to drop towards your rib cage. On the next inhale, look towards your hands and slowly come on up again. Take your hands closer to your body, not quite tabletop. Tuck your toes under and come up into your first downward facing dog. Walk that dog. Give your head a shake and a nod. You've already activated that neck, but nonetheless, just wriggle around. Imagine you're a full-grown puppy. Coming from puppy pose into downward facing dog, giving your head a nod and a shake, wiggling your shoulders, and taking those ankles, knees, and hips, and maybe even shoulders along while you're getting comfortable in this beautiful relaxation pose. Your fingers are splayed, your hands are shoulder width apart, your upper arms are rotated out, your shoulders are square. Your shoulder blades are pulling down towards your sit bones. Slight tilt in your pelvis so that your sit bones can get a glimpse of the ceiling. Your feet are hip distance apart. Your legs can either be straight or bent. I'll leave that up to you. And try to get those heels to touch the mat. Your legs are engaged. On the next inhale, lift those heels off the ground and allow your chest to move closer to your thighs. And exhale, lower those heels down to the ground again. Inhale, lift those toes off the mat, provided the heels are on the ground. If they're not, then just lift your heels off the ground one more time. And on the next exhale, let's lower toes or heels, whatever was raised, down back onto the mat. Inhale, look forward, and let's come into a plank. Undulating that spine, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time, inhale, come forward in a beautiful wave motion. Look straight down to the mat, engaging your legs, pulling your heels away from your body. Exhale, downward facing dog. The next inhale, look forward and either walk or hop towards your hands and come straight into a half lift, pulling your shoulders away from your ears, and make sure you distribute your weight evenly across both feet so that you can press your toes into the mat. Your heels are pressing firmly into the mat, outer and inner sides or edges as well. And forward fold. And do just that, fold down. If you want to have your knees bent, then allow your abdomen to rest on your thighs and try to curl your chin down towards your chest, because then you actually give your the neck part of your spine relaxation as well. Allow gravity to pull your shoulders, your head, your hands down towards the mat. You should feel a nice stretch from your heels all the way up your hamstrings, up into your glutes. Doesn't actually matter. If you have your legs straight, you'll feel a bit more of a stretch across your lumbar spine. So I'll leave it up to you, whatever you want to do. On the next inhale, slightly bend your knees and slowly come up into a standing position. Take your hands up, fingers reach up. Shoulders go up towards your ears, and everything from your belly button downwards is tight. And then pull your shoulders down and take your hands in front of Anjalina Mudra. We're going to do a moon salutation. So you can either have your feet together or you have your feet hip distance apart. I'll leave that up to you. Inhale, reach your fingers up, slight back bend only from your lower ribs across your chest and arms. And exhale, swan dive down into a forward fold, bending your knees, allowing your upper body to rest on your thighs. Inhale, come into a modified chair pose, which is actually a deep squat. Arms don't reach up because you'll notice the higher you go with the arms, the more strain you'll have across your shoulders. So just keep them out straight ahead of you. And you can either have your glutes away from your heels or you can sit down. I'll leave that up to you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, come back into a forward fold with bent knees, allowing your belly to relax on your thighs. Inhale, come back into a squat again. Exhale, forward fold. On the next inhale, take your left foot back. Come into a very wide and low lunge, lowering your left knee down, flatten your left foot. Rooting through your right foot, come up into a low lunge, warrior one. Reach your spine up and you'll feel the stretch along your left psoas already. And on the exhale, we're going to do a slight backward bend from the lower ribs across your chest and along your arms. And allow that pelvis to sink down towards the mat. If you feel wobbly, move your right foot towards the edge of the mat. On the next inhale, tuck your left toe under and stretch that left leg, lifting the knee off the mat. If that is too much, just stay down with the left knee on the mat. Pull that left heel down towards the mat. Your core is slightly engaged to protect your lower back. Inhale. Exhale, open up to reverse warrior two, opening over to the right side. You can do this with your knee off the mat or on the mat. Inhale, come back. Woo, see, wobbly. Exhale, lower your knee down, lower the foot down. Take your hands down onto the mat. Walk that left knee back some more. And then take your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Allow that entire psoas of the left side to stretch. And the more you slide your left knee away from your right leg, the more you'll feel that stretch. If you can lower yourself down onto your elbows, do so. If that's too much, just stay upright with your upper body. You'll feel the stretch and opening in the left psoas and in your right hip. Make sure that you keep your right foot flatly planted on the mat. On the next inhale, come on back. Tuck your left foot under, stretch that leg, and take your right foot back and push back into downward facing dog. Walk that dog. Give your head a shake and a nod. And then find some stillness in your downward facing dog. Stretching that entire backside, pressing firmly into your hands and pulling those hips away so that you'll feel the stretch across your spine. On the next inhale, raise your body onto those toes, pushing your chest down towards your thighs. And then exhale, lower the heels down. Inhale, look forward, and then come down into a tabletop. Lengthen that spine. Imagine somebody's pulling you again from your crown chakra, gently opening your chest and your throat to the front. And then exhale, come into child's pose. On the next inhale, firmly press your shins and knees into the ground. Come up, swan your hands up like wings. Reach your fingertips up to the ceiling, slight back bend just from your lower ribs to your chest. And then exhale, come back down into a child's pose. One more time. Inhale, slowly come on up into a kneeling position. Reach those fingers up, slight back bend. And then exhale, come on down into child's pose one more time. Inhale, come back into a tabletop. Lengthen your spine from your tailbone all the way to your shoulders, opening your chest, open that throat. Slight gaze up towards the ceiling. And then tuck your toes under. Come into a downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Step forward with your left foot, dropping your right knee down and scooting that right knee as far away from your body as you can. You'll feel the stretch in your right psoas. Inhale, lengthen that spine, slight gaze up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, move your upper body down if you can. If this is as much as you can go, opening your right psoas, fine. If you want to lower your arms down onto your elbows, then you do so. If you want to scoot your right knee even further back, feeling that extended stretch in your right psoas, you also feel it in your left hip. You're opening your left hip. On the next inhale, take your hands back under your body. Take your right knee a tad bit closer. Flatten your right foot and then pushing through your left foot, reach up, warrior one. Arms lengthening that spine, pressing firmly into your left foot. Exhale, come on down. Opening your chest and lowering your pelvis down to the ground. You'll feel a stretch in your right psoas. Very good. Inhale, tuck your right toes under and stretch that right leg. If you want to, if that's too much, just stay on the mat with your right knee. Make sure your core is tight so that you can protect your lower back. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, open up into reverse warrior two. Just meaning that you're twisting on your warrior two. Very good. Inhale, come back. And then lower that right knee down, lower that right foot down. Take your hands down onto the mat. Tuck your right toe under and come forward into a forward fold with bent legs, allowing your lower abdomen to rest on your thighs. Allow your shoulders and head to grow heavy and relax down towards the ground. On the next inhale, come back into that low squat or modified chair pose. Strong arms, strong core. Exhale, forward fold with bent legs. Inhale, one more time, modified chair. And exhale, forward fold. On the next inhale, slowly come on up into a standing position. Reach those fingers and shoulders up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, pull the shoulders down away from your ears. Hands come in front of your chest. Let's flow through that one more time. Inhale, slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold, bend your legs. Inhale, modified chair. Exhale, forward fold. You'll eventually feel it in your hips. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with your left foot, left knee down. Root through your right foot. Inhale, warrior one, arms, shoulders down, pelvis down. Feel a stretch in your left psoas. Inhale, stretch your spine. Tuck your left foot under if you want to. Stretch that left leg. Exhale, twisted warrior two arms over to the right. Inhale back. Lower that knee down if you'd raised your left leg. Flatten the toes. Take your hands down. Scoot the left foot back further. Take your right hand to the inside of your right foot. If you need to move your right foot away from your hand or closer to the edge of your mat, do so. Inhale. Lengthen your spine, opening your chest forward and upward. Exhale, either come on further down onto your elbows if that is comfortable for you. If not, then you stay on your hands or on your fingers. Next, inhale, come on back. Tuck your left toe under, lift the left knee, come back into downward facing dog. Walk the dog. Taking your ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders along, give your head a bit of a shake and a nod, and then find some stillness. Inhale, raise your body onto the toes, shifting your torso down towards your thighs. And exhale, draw your heels down towards the mat again. Inhale, look forward. Take your left foot forward. Move it a bit to the edge of the mat. Dropping your right heel down to the mat, shift that knee back until you can feel that beautiful stretch in your right psoas. And allow that pelvis to drop down towards the mat. Inhale, lengthen that spine from your hip all the way up to your atlas, offering your chest up towards the ceiling, maybe even your throat, depending on how healthy you feel in your neck today. And if you're game, allow your elbows to come down towards the mat, resting on the mat, allowing that pelvis to drop closer down towards the mat. If that's too much for you, stay up on your hands. On the next inhale, take your hands back. Your left hand is on the inside of your left foot. Tuck your right toe under. Come a bit closer. Pressing firmly through your left foot, reach your hands up into warrior one hands, and then allow that pelvis to sink down. Keep your core a bit tight to protect your lower back. If you want to, on the next inhale, stretch that right leg. And then exhale, open up to the left side. Inhale, come back. And then lower your right knee down, right foot down. Take your hands down onto the mat. Tuck your right toe under again and step forward. Come into a forward fold with bent legs, allowing your abdomen to rest on your thighs. Allow your shoulders, arms, and head to go heavy and fold down towards the mat. The next inhale, come into a modified chair pose. Strong legs, strong arms. Your shoulders are being pulled away from your ears. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, last time, modified chair pose. Very proud to be sitting in a chair. Exhale, forward fold. And on the next inhale, slowly and gently come up into a standing position, reaching your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Take your hands in front of your heart center. Very good. Let's come to a seated position on our mat. Come into Paschimottanasana, just straight legs. Move the soft fleshy bits away so you can feel those sit bones root down through into the mat. Your feet can either be hip distance apart or together. I'll leave that up to you. We're going to inhale, lengthen through our side bodies. And exhale, we're going to bend from the hip. We're going to allow those hands to travel past the feet. So the movement is not just straight down, it's forward. Hands traveling past the feet are flexed. And when you've reached that point where you think, okay, I've stretched enough, your belly button's pulling back towards your spine so you get more leverage here. Allow those hands to rest onto the mat and allow that head to travel down towards the mat. Make sure your legs are engaged and your feet are flexed. Inhale, belly button back. Walk those fingers maybe a bit closer to your feet or past your feet. Feeling that stretch along your arms as well. Exhale, fold a bit more. Inhale, last time, belly button back towards your spine. If you pull your belly button back, you'll feel that widening in your lumbar spine. And exhale, just fold forward. On the next inhale, slowly allow your gaze to touch on your toes. And use your hands to slowly move back up to a seated position. Your back can be slightly round, and only when you're almost upright, then start straightening your spine from your tailbone, lumbar spine, chest. Square your shoulders and pull those shoulders away from your ears. Beautiful. Take your right foot and bend your right leg, and take your right sole, press it gently against the inner thigh of your left foot. Again, move the fleshy bits away from your sit bones, and you'll see that you're sitting at an angle. So your upper body is straight and your left leg is at a angle off center. So we're going to inhale, lengthen in our side bodies, and then we are going to slightly twist the upper body so that our torso is in alignment with our left thigh and left leg. And then we're going to exhale, bend from our hip, reaching our hands past our left foot, and then allowing the hands to rest on the ground. Now I'd like you to tuck your left hip back a bit. And by tucking your left hip back, you'll see that your upper body will twist towards your left leg some more. Your left leg is engaged, your left foot is flexed. Inhale, tuck your belly button back. Exhale, allow your upper body to travel down towards your leg. Relax your head and allow it to sink down towards your shin. One more inhale. Belly button back, lengthen that spine, walk your fingers past your feet if you'd like to, and exhale. Bend your upper body down towards your left leg. You'll feel the stretch across both hip bones, maybe a bit in your lumbar. Keep your belly button tugged back towards your spine if you feel any dis-ease in your lumbar spine. On the next inhale, lift your gaze towards your flexed toes and use your hands to slowly come on back, keeping your upper back rounded until you're firmly sitting on your sit bones again, and only then start lengthening that spine up to your shoulders, dropping them away from your ears. Let's change sides. Stretch your right leg, bend your left foot, take your left foot into your right inner thigh. Move the fleshy bits away again from your sit bones. Inhale, lengthen through your side bodies and gently twist your upper body so you're in alignment with your right leg. And then exhale, bend at your hip, reaching your hands past your foot. Your foot is flexed, your right leg's engaged. Now gently tug your right hip back so your upper body is more in alignment with your right leg. Make sure that your left shoulder is down too. Inhale, tug your belly button back towards your spine, and exhale, fold down onto or towards your right leg. If you feel that your upper body is too much off alignment with your right leg, tuck your right hip further back until you feel that you're in alignment, upper body and lower body.
Once again, you'll feel the stretch in the outside of your hips. Make sure that your right leg's engaged, your right foot is flexed. Inhale, tuck your belly button back towards your spine. Walk your fingers away, feeling that stretch along the back, across your shoulders and your armpits and along your arms. And then relax on your exhale, lowering your head down towards your legs. On the next inhale, move your gaze up towards your toes. Use your hands to slowly slide back into a seated position, rooting down through your sit bones, and then start straightening your spine from your lumbar. Cross your upper back, squaring your shoulders, and then stretch both legs out. It doesn't matter which angle you have in between your legs. And whether you're pointing or flexing your feet, doesn't matter either. Just get a bit of a stretch and tension in your feet. Again, move the fleshy bits away. Inhale, lengthen through your side bodies. And then bend from your hips. And whether it's a 5 centimeter bend, turn over to the side like this, or you're lying flat on the floor on the mat with your chest, that's up to you. Just allow your upper body to move forward. You'll feel the stretch in your inner thighs, and make sure that your feet don't fall forward. Make sure their toes are pulling back. Shoulders away from your ears, and when you think, okay, this is enough, allow your hands to come down onto the mat, still feeling that beautiful stretch in your inner thighs. Walk your hands away as far as you think is comfortable, and keep checking in with your feet, because very often the minute we start tilting our hips forward, our feet come forward. So pull them back, and you'll see that the more you pull your toes backwards, you'll feel the stretch from your heel all the way on your inner thighs from one side to the other. And stay in whatever position you are for 2 breaths. Feel a bit of a strain or stretch on your inner thigh muscles, maybe across your quads as well, but mainly on your inner thighs. Beautiful hip opener. Might work the trick on some emotions that are pent up in your hips. So if you feel teary or sad, that's because of the hip opener. And we're going to close the hips after this. The next inhale, slowly use your hands to move back into an upright seated position. And then use your hands to take your knees in. Take them close, and let's just lie down. Cross your knees and gently sway from side to side. Just enjoying that relaxation in the lumbar spine on the mat, and for the entire upper body to just rest on the mat. And then find some stillness, come to center, and either tug your knees towards your chest in this position, just to close those hips, and you might actually feel the stretch across your glutes and the piriformis, or grab your ankles or feet and gently tug them down towards the mat. Make sure your shoulder blades are flush with the mat. And remember the ping pong ball in between your chin and your chest, so that you lengthen your spine in your neck, allowing that to stretch out beautifully as well. On the next inhale, let's uncross and recross our knees. And again, either hug those knees towards your chest, or then grab your ankles or feet and gently tug them down towards the mat. Shoulder blades are flush with the mat. Ping pong ball is in place between your chin and your chest. It's actually lying down, Gomukhasana, cow face pose. You could do that
next week. Beautiful stretch. If we're sitting on the legs, it's a beautiful stretch on the outside of your hips. Even more than this. Okay, gently let go. And then take your feet down onto the mat. Let's go into bridge pose just to open the psoas again. We did a lot of hip movements today. Your feet are hip distance apart. Your big toes are slightly looking towards each other. Your toes are touching your heels. And on the next inhale, just gently raise that pelvis. Basically, it's just a tilting of the pelvis. Your pubic bone wants to come say hi to your nose, and your glutes are off the mat about 2 finger width apart. And then exhale, slowly lower even just that itty bitty part of your tailbone and glutes down. Most of the time, that triangular bone in your lower back, the iliosacral joints, most of the time we just let those smash down onto the mat. So treat those itty bitty bones like a pearl necklace. Inhale, come on up again, reaching that belly button and hip bone up towards the ceiling, and you'll feel that you have to squeeze, or you should squeeze that balloon in between your knees, because if you allow your knees to fall out, you'll feel a strain in your lower back. So don't do that. Squeeze the balloon in between your knees and you'll feel your glutes actually being fired up, and you'll feel a nice reprieve just down in your lower back along your iliosacral joint. On your exhale, slowly lower down. Maybe curl your tailbone upward so that you can actually lower that iliosacral joint area of your spine onto the mat gently. On the next inhale, we're going to go all the way up, transferring your upper body weight onto your shoulders. Curl your upper arms and shoulders under, opening your chest up towards the ceiling. Now we've got most of the weight on our shoulder and neck. Don't look left or right anymore, please. Interlace your fingers and press the outer edges of your fingers and hands and arms into the mat so that you can get a bit more leverage pushing up. Remember, your chin is pressing down towards your chest and your knees are squeezing in together. You'll feel the opening along your psoas. And breathe deeply into your belly and chest, opening up the front side of your body. Firmly press the soles of your feet into the mat. And on the next exhale, let go of your interlaced fingers, uncurl your shoulders and upper arms, and slowly and mindfully allow your spine to uncurl onto the mat. And take your arms out like a T. Palms are facing down, and gently sway your knees from side to side. If you need to move your feet a bit away from your glutes, do so. It has to be comfortable. And then drop your knees over to the right side, look over to the left. If that is too much, just stay center and just sway your knees from side to side. On the next inhale, come back to center with nose and knees. Exhale, drop your knees over to the left and look over to the right. On the next inhale, come to center, stretch those legs, come into bear pose, flexing our feet and hands, legs, and arms are engaged, and pull those shoulder blades flush down onto the mat. Lengthen your neck by pulling your chin down towards your chest, and we're going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then shake it all out. The toes, the wrists, the ankles, the fingers, the ears, whatever wants to be shaken, shake it out for another 3, 2, 1, and then lower your arms and legs down onto the mat. Turn your palms facing up so that you can feel your shoulder blades flush on the mat. Lengthen that neck spine onto the mat, tugging your chin down towards your chest. Deep inhale, arching your lower back into your belly. Blow it up like a balloon. And then exhale, allow that lumbar spine to gently find its natural curve. Much deserved Shavasana. Allow your feet to fall outward. Make sure you're warm enough. Your feet and ankles. Relax. Your shins and knees. Relax. Your thighs and hips. Relax. Your belly and chest. Relax. Your shoulders. Your arms. Relax. Your wrists. The palm of your hands. Your fingers. Relax. Your neck. The back of your head. Relax. Your forehead. Your eyebrows. The space between your eyebrows. Relax. The tip of your nose. Your lips. Your lower jaw. Relax. Your chin. Your cheeks. Your ears. Relax. Entire backside of your body lies heavily on the mat. Relax. The front side of your body lies heavily on your mat. Relax. Allow the entire body to sink into the mat. Relax. With your next inhale, slowly bring your awareness back into the here and now, into your body, wriggling your toes and fingers, feeling that body on the mat. Take a deep inhale into your belly and stretch your arms above your head, giving your body a nice full stretch from your fingertips all the way down to your toes, awakening each and every cell in your body. And when you're ready, slowly curl one knee after the other towards your chest and gently sway from side to side, activating Idam Pingala next to your spine. And then roll over to the side, come into embryo pose, curling up into a small protective bowl, allowing the relaxed feeling to spread throughout your body. next inhale, come to a comfortable seated position. Either lotus, half lotus, or kneeling, or however you feel most comfortable. And lengthen that spine one last time. Root down through your sit bones and place your hands onto your knees. Pinky, ring finger, and thumb touching, index and middle finger stretching away. Pran Mudra. Decreases fatigue, increases self-confidence and inner calm. And connect with the entire body to see whether there's any tension or dis-ease anywhere in your body. If there is, accept it on your inhale and let it go on your exhale. Your thighs, hips, and belly are relaxed. Your shoulders and forehead are at ease. Gently take your chin closer to your chest, lengthening your neck, reaching your crown chakra up towards the ceiling. Inhale deeply and exhale. Release your Pran Mudra and take your hands in front of your heart center into Anjalina Mudra. Your thumbs lightly touching your sternum. Lower your forehead down to your fingertips in gratitude for the time and effort you invested in the bestest person in the whole wide world, yourself. Gently raise your head. Going to inhale 3 times through our nose and exhale through our open mouth. Lion's breath. If you want to stick out your tongue and screw up your face, please do so. Let's detox as much as we can. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Last time. Take your thumbs up to your forehead. Love is in your thoughts. Take them down to your lips. Love is in your words. And back down to your heart center where love resides. Allow that feeling to spread throughout your physical and emotional body and reach out into your surroundings and touch as many people as you'd like to. Today, tomorrow, for the rest of the week. And gently open your eyes. Thank you for joining my class. I hope you feel fantastic.